The majority of Americans don't make enough money to cover some of the basic costs of living, like health care and rent. It's called the affordability gap. For tonight's interview, we're joined by Gene Ludwig, founder and chairman of the Ludwig Institute for Shared Economic Prosperity, which authored the new report. Gene, thank you for being with us. What's the key takeaway from your report?
John, the key takeaways, you might say, are three. Number one, 60% of Americans and less fortunate even can't meet a minimum quality of life standards. So 60% of Americans can't afford a minimum quality of life, point one. Point two, things are getting worse, not better. And point three is that, it's interesting, the fact is we don't have good statistics publicly. The headline statistics are misleading and painting a rosier picture than, in fact, is lived experience.
Let me ask you about minimum quality life relative to, say, something like the Consumer Price Index. Is that what you're talking about, that mismatch?
That's exactly right. In other words, the indexes that are out there right now are really survival indexes. They're valuable. They tell us something. We have one at LISAB, that is the Ludwig Institute for Shared Economic Prosperity, which I represent. But they don't tell us, really the kind of life that is the basic life you need to come up to the American dream, to make life better for yourself.
The report shows an income gap, and we're going to put a graphic up on the screen, between the top 20% of earners and the bottom 60%. You say we're not sharing enough of the pie. Help people understand what that means.
Well, for the last, we think 40 years, but certainly the last 20 years, middle and low-income Americans' well-being has declined. But as you can see from that graph, that isn't true for the upper-income groups.
And also, let's look at some specific things that used to make up the American dream. Housing is up 130% since 2001. Healthcare, 178%. The amount of savings needed to attend college, 122%. I mean, wages can never keep up with those kind of increases. So what do those numbers tell us?
Well, they tell us wages, by the way, during this 20-year period, were up about 98%. There's a huge gap between the increase of these costs and the increase in wages, which means over 20 years, middle and low-income Americans have actually declined in terms of their ability to afford these things. Real wages are down 4.2%.
So, Gene, if you had to take on one thing, what would it be?
I think it's getting the facts out. I think you've got to be able to have good headline statistics, good statistics that policymakers can understand, so they can focus on the right target. If they don't have the information, they're going to basically create policies that don't work. And so that's number one, headline statistics. Number two is measuring the policies that people have and see whether they work or not. People come to Washington to do good things, but it doesn't mean necessarily the prescriptions they have really work.
Gene Ludwig, we are very grateful for being with you. Thank you so much.